Texas. They say everything's bigger here, and they're right. We've got big cars, big hearts, and even bigger steaks. This is beef country, Texas, home to the Alamo, the Cowboys, and the largest military installation known to man. So big, it has a big name. Fort Hood, the great place. It's got a Texas-sized podcast as well. And this is it, right here, Fort Hood's great big podcast. Yeehaw.
Welcome back from your 4-day weekend.
Good afternoon.
No, we don't know what time of day.
Good morning. Whatever time you're listening.
Good day.
Good
day, mate.
Good day. I'm Dave Larsen, Fort Hood Public Affairs, and you are, sir?
Kelvin Ringold, 13th Expeditionary Sustainment Command.
Sergeant
Public
First
Affairs.
Class, one each. And you?
I am Specialist Brianna with the 1st Cavalry Division Band.
And we are all, co-hosts of Fort Hood's Great Big Podcast. And one of our members is not here, Sergeant Melissa Lessard, who's doing change of command inventory, wasn't that it?
Yeah,
wasn't
Melissa
that?
and her
Something
excuses.
That was the
minute.
excuse of the
Yeah.
day.
What's it going to be next time?
I'm starting
Melissa?
to question the validity.
So since Melissa could not be here, and we have an extra microphone, we have invited Blair Dupree, Fort Hood Sentinel,
right. Yeah.
Sports and Leisure Editor, standing
Yeah.
watch since
Hello.
1942. Hi, Blair.
Hi. Personally, again, I haven't been standing watch myself since 1942.
But
we
we
stand.
gotta throw it out there.
We stand that you haven't been standing.
Yeah, well, you're
Yeah.
sitting right now, so
Yeah.
I appreciate the people that did it before me, so we're good.
I get that.
Yeah, we did a lot of appreciating this weekend.
Yeah.
Reflecting and remembering.
So at 3:00 on Memorial Day, did you stop what you were doing?
At what time, Dave?
3 p.m.
You mean 1500?
Yeah, 1500 that time.
What?
Yeah.
And yes, I
Yeah.
definitely did. Definitely did. I'm always surprised at how many people don't know the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can understand how it could be confusing if you're not in the culture.
Yeah, and I guess I'm knee deep in the culture, so I'm just like, how do you
you're
not
like-
know the difference?
You are neck deep in the culture.
Well, I saw someone write this one, and it was kind of cool because it actually incorporated one other day, right? And it goes, Armed Forces Day for those still serving now, right? Veterans Day for those who served, right? And then Memorial Day for those who never stopped serving.
I
You
like
know,
that.
like it.
I've never heard that. That's good.
So, 4-day weekend. It was Memorial Day.
It was.
We paused. We reflected.
That we did.
And, it was kind of cool. So pause and reflect. Memorial Day is also kind of the, we had a lot of schools graduating from high school, and the Sentinel is covering Ellison's graduation in this week's paper, right?
Yeah, Brandy went to Ellison's high
She
school
did.
graduation.
That's Brandy Cruz, news editor,
Yes.
Fort Hood Sentinel, standing watch since 1942.
She also has not personally been standing watch since 1942.
But she's been doing it longer than you.
Yeah, that is very true.
Much longer.
So, but before all of that, last week, you guys kind of met on the steps here at the headquarters with the Fort Hood Army Substance Abuse Program folk,
Yes.
right? And they were kicking off the KISS program. So tell me all about the KISS program.
So the KISS program is the Keep It Safe Summer, or Keep It A, there's an understood A in there, Safe Summer
It's
program.
not Keep It Simple Stupid.
No.
Okay.
See, that's the acronym I know it for.
Yeah, me
but-
too.
And the band, but it's fine. So
So it's keep it a safe summer.
Keep it a safe summer, but for the sake of the acronym, it's
keep it safe summer.
Keep it safe summer. Yes. Basically, what it does is it covers issues dealing with illegal drugs, prescription drugs, and alcohol usage.
Well, what was really kind of cool, our co-producer Samantha had some video of that interaction, because there's lots of soldiers holding up a banner, blah, 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 blah. And Ulysses Gary is the Fort Hood prevention coordinator for the ASAP program. And he kind of gave him a little pep talk as to why they were all there.
Yeah.
Let's give it a listen.
Number one killers of careers of Army, DOD personnel is alcohol and drugs. Our focus need to be on alcohol and drugs. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad that the commander is seeing this and that he can endorse this and we can get this done. We are the one gonna make it happen. If it don't happen, because we didn't make it happen. So we gotta make it happen. No matter how hard it is, we gotta put some effort in it to make something happen. To create an environment that, hey, people need to know that, hey, this is wrong, this is not right, and I can hurt myself, hurt other people, destroy property, destroy my life, destroy other folks' life. And that's what it's all about. Keeping us safe, sound, that you guys are important to our Army, to our nation, and your life need to be preserved. All right?
So what else happened that day besides taking a big picture of a lot of folks holding up a banner?
Yes. We took the picture, and then he was nice enough, Mr. Gary, to step aside and answer, what he thought were the biggest, summer safety tips in regards to the KISS program.
First and foremost, we make sure that the soldiers are aware and take the responsibility. If they're going to drink, that they don't drive. That's one of the things. Let them know what the alcohol, blood and alcohol content is, how they impaired and how they affect the brain. That's another thing. Another thing, what about the Uber? What about taxi? Alternative thing. Having fun, but yet keeping it safe. That's what first three tips we give them and everything. Think about your battle buddies. Think about the taxi. Think about the Uber. Think about friends and everybody else that's going to be sober, especially those people that don't drink. Keep them in mind. Keep them at least 5 names in your phone that you can contact, people that you know they're going to stay sober. They come pick you up, especially outskirts. Letting them know that you can have fun, but alcohol is not no joke. It has no mercy on you.
So be responsible was the biggest and kind of encompassing tip over everything.
That's right. We need those tips. That Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial beginning of summer. We've been cooped up for a while now with the pandemic. It's good to let everybody know, hey, what to do, what not to do. At least I'm glad I heard it, because sometimes even I need a talking to.
Yeah.
You? No.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Well, Blair, thank you for that. And I think we're going to talk more about travel and getting out of Dodge or
Finally.
Fort Hood.
Finally.
And get a colleague of yours in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are going to have fun with her.
Kind of fishy. But we'll see what's up after this.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Flash floods in Central Texas happen within only a few hours of rain. Every year, more than 80% of flood fatalities involve vehicles, and about 10 people drown in their vehicles each year in Texas. Vehicles of every size can lose control, float, and roll over in flood conditions. Is taking the risk worth it? Is it worth the risk of leaving loved ones behind? Overconfidence kills. Don't drive through floodwater. It's not worth it.
Fort Hood's great big podcast. 50% of the time, they're right. 50% of the time.
Freedom.
Yeah. General Order number 1 was altered, I guess you would say. It was updated. And you could go more than 100 miles away from Fort Hood.
Bye.
Soldiers. Way to go.
Finally.
Way to go. So where'd you go for the 4-day weekend? Sergeant First Class Ringold.
Well, as you know, I love food, so Austin has some amazing spots.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
And I took a trip out to Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Love Austin.
Don't tell me the name of the restaurant. What was the genre of the cuisine?
Southern.
Southern.
They specialize in fried chicken.
Okay.
So
It's not by some colonel. Okay, I get
Are you
it.
still on the diet?
Yeah.
Well, they specialize in some. I'm sorry, this fried chicken. If you weren't on the diet, I
Deep
would suggest
fried.
that you
Yeah.
go there. I mean, the mac and cheese, the
Oh, man. All right.
the deviled eggs.
That's my favorite.
You're
And
torturing.
I may have had
Dave.
a adult beverage or two.
Oh, well, yeah.
Also
Okay.
delicious.
Well, you are an adult.
Now, you were
Sometimes.
saying you were going to Waxahachie.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
I think so.
I did.
I don't even know how to say it right.
There's a Texan in the room
Oh, okay.
giving me
Good.
the north and south. So
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
I surely did.
Yeah.
I went there and Dallas and Carrollton.
And Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So what was in Dallas that you had to go see?
Well, I went to the spa castle.
Oh,
Yeah, I needed a spa day. It was so nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great.
and tell me real quick, because we made a big deal out of it in last week's show. What were the reactions to your steampunk outfit at a Renaissance fair?
It was great. Everybody loved it.
Okay.
Yes, I bought several more steampunk things and added it to my outfit as the day went on. So it was great.
Okay. So they actually had you could accessorize there at the fair. Huh?
Oh yes, it's a common. I mean, there's so much alternative fashion there already.
Yeah.
And most people know what my alternative fashion is, even without me even telling them. Because when you're kind of in that scene, you kind of see others. So people were like, "Oh, I know exactly what that is." So I was like, "Yay, validation!"
So we're kind of going clockwise around the table, and joining us now in this session is Fort Hood Sentinel living editor Stephanie, like the fish, Salmon.
Like the fish.
Standing watch is
Standing watch since 1942.
Also not ever standing watch since 1942. Probably the least standing watch here.
All right. Now, one of your favorite things to do as the living editor is to get out and about, right?
Absolutely. That's why I took this job.
That's why you took the job. Now, got to know, where did you go on the 4-day weekend?
So for the 4-day weekend, I actually went to two places. I went to Seguin. Thank you,
Seguin.
Texas in the room. I went to Seguin to a very haunted hotel.
No.
And did a private ghost tour.
No.
And then I went to Corpus Christi and visited the aquarium and the beach. And
There's a beach?
Oh yeah.
Corpus
Christi,
Yeah,
duh.
Corpus
On the Gulf?
Christi.
That's like 6 hours away.
I mean, it's not
Or-
Florida beaches or anything.
Yeah, I
But,
know.
it's still a beach. It's still great.
That's so awesome.
Florida beaches. Oh, man.
I want to
Sorry.
go.
I know. It was good. I mean, it rained a lot. the
Yeah,
weekend,
it's
but
been
still.
raining so much here the past couple of weeks.
It was
Such a
still warm
bummer.
enough to be able to enjoy. And like I said, the aquarium was amazing. I know we've done a lot of stories on the Dallas Aquarium before, but
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's covered the Corpus Christi Aquarium. And it is amazing. They have a lot of touch interactive shows and things like that.
Well, it's because the Dallas Aquarium is only 2 hours away versus that one's
Yeah.
6 hours away.
Only four.
Oh, I
Oh,
can
that's not so bad.
4
I could do
hours?
4
that.
hours.
I could do 4 hours.
Yeah, we drove
like
there
a
in
trip
4
to
hours.
Houston.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like Houston.
Yep, a lot of people think it's further away. Now, if you're going to Galveston or something, that's more of the 6 hour
Yeah.
mark. Corpus Christi is only 4.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm putting that on my list.
There you
Yes,
go.
There you go.
me too.
So that whole getting up past the 200 miles, it's like just over that 200-mile mark, and it's ready to go.
Oh.
Summer
yes.
fun.
So you can actually see the beach.
Yes. I need to get my second scuba certification, and I'm planning on doing it there
There you
because it's
go.
the closest.
They offer that a lot. I mean, I'm not
Yay.
going to go do it. I'll jump out of airplanes. So I'm not going scuba diving.
So
You will jump out.
in this week's paper, it's the haunted house. Though, right?
It is the haunted
all right,
hotel.
all right.
Scary.
All right,
Did
give
you
us the
see any
skinny.
ghosts?
I asked you before we started this show, and I go, so do you believe in ghosts? Yes, she does.
Yeah,
I do. That's
they
why I
are
wanted
real.
to go.
Tell me all about
I'm
it.
telling
Come
you,
on.
ghosts are real.
So you'll be able to read the majority of our tour in this week's paper. Lovely couple, the Gettys, bought the Magnolia Hotel a few years ago, but it's been around
In
since
Seguin.
in Seguin. But it's been around since the 1840s. Started off with a 2-room log cabin, then it became a 3-bedroom hotel, and then they added on and it became a 2-story hotel, and it was actually one of the most elegant in the area. And then it just kind of went downhill. So
for years, late 90s through 2012, it was kind of a squatter place.
Right.
A lot of druggies, a lot of graffiti and vandalism, and was on the most endangered list for Texas. So the Gettys bought it, started
brought it back,
restoring it, discovered they had some extra house guests living with them.
Okay.
Started offering up some ghost tours, and then they started getting featured on some very well-known shows on the Travel Channel and
Such
Discovery
as?
Channel. Ghost Hunters, Nick Groff's Ghost Hunters, and a few others.
So these guys are famous.
Yeah. So like I think his name is Zach Bragin. Is a really famous paranormal investigator on a lot of TV shows, and he came out to the Magnolia Hotel to do a whole paranormal investigation. I featured it on one of their shows.
That's so scary.
So we did it during the day. So
I was about to
thank
say,
goodness.
day or night.
She did not spend the night.
So of course, I have children. I'm not gonna terrify my kids that much. Maybe a little bit. So me and my husband, we were lucky enough. They gave us a private tour during the day, and Erin is amazing. She's an amazing storyteller, and toured us through each of the rooms, gave us a history. We encountered, a few things that were kind of iffy, and we're like, I talked about those in my story. But the one I didn't feature that Dave wanted me to talk about.
Yep.
So underneath the Magnolia Hotel is a basement that was both featured as a shelter from Indian attacks in the 1850s,
Right.
and then also served as a jail, and was one of the worst jails in the history of Texas. That's how bad it was. I was down there. She was showing me some of the original log cabin posts that are in there, and I'm like fascinated. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Let me get pictures. And I go to take pictures.
Nothing.
My husband was standing behind me. I swear he was. I could feel his presence standing behind me, right?
Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps.
I go to take these pictures, and I turn around to say, hey, honey, look at these pictures. Him and Aaron are both gone. They have left the room. They have traveled up the stairs. I swore they were still there. I felt them in there with me. They weren't there. So I was like, well, this is my time to exit.
Yep, I'm out.
Started hightailing it out. I start to go up the stairs, and it took me hours to process, but I will promise you, I felt like somebody pushed me on my back and pushed me up the stairs, and I hit my head on the railing that was at the top of the stairs, saw stars and everything. It was, yeah.
Oh my God.
And again, I looked behind me. There's nobody there, but I felt a distinct push. You guys.
Where? Like on
my
your back?
like in the middle of my back. And it's, it's fine. It's, everybody's going to have their different scientific explanations and reasonings. And I totally understand. I used to be one of those people, but even my husband, who's never encountered anything haunting before, he left that hotel fully acknowledging that there's something.
I'm sweating.
But so I got to say,
you weren't
though,
there. It's okay.
I got to say,
Makes my heart race.
and me and Aaron talked about this. The rest of the experience, not your typical terrifying haunted ordeal.
Right.
The spirits, she says, are very pleasant. They live there. They cohabitate. They just
Obviously,
wanna be
they
left
didn't
alone.
like you.
That
was probably a jail, someone,
Right,
a
well-
restless soul.
So she told me
from
there
the
was
jail.
a teenager that's often down there that likes to play pranks and throw things and mess with people.
I don't know. See stars. That kind of.
Well, that was from hitting the banister. That kind of hurt.
Yeah, that sounds like a prank. That's
Other
so
than
scary,
that,
though.
Okay.
great experience. Very, very pleasant couple. Very military supportive.
And they give tours.
They give ghost tours, and you have the option to rent the hotel
Nope.
overnight by yourself through
Absolutely not.
Airbnb.
Nope.
And they
Nope.
even give you a ghost hunting kit and everything.
Oh my gosh, you could not pay me to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Who are you going to call?
They pay other
Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah. No.
So, anyways, and there's lots of other places. The whole town is just full of amazing history. They're really big on the Texas Rangers out there.
Oh,
Kind of like Waco with their
As-
Ranger Museum.
So
Yeah.
you're that does sound cool. All right. So you had that. And you had Corpus Christi.
Uh-huh.
Is the focus now to take us a little bit further out there, since folks can actually
Right.
leave the
So,
fort and go?
Since last year, we had been focusing on a lot of state parks, national parks, places that we could go that we didn't have to worry so much about social distancing and the
Right.
pandemic. I actually went to Dallas 2 weekends ago as kind of like a breakthrough, like, hey, general order is going to be lifted. Let me hit up Dallas. I meant to go to the JFK, the 6th floor museum that was out there.
Yeah.
Word to the wise, book your tickets online in advance. Otherwise, you're going to show up and they're going to tell you, oh, sorry, we're booked for today. And you're not going to be able to get in. So my husband and I ended up going to the Holocaust and Human Rights Museum, which is amazing. Very, very informative. Lots of restaurants to eat out there. But yeah, so definitely our focus from here on out is to try to branch away from the Waco, the Marble Falls, the places that we've been limited to, and start getting people out and about.
But we really do have to remind folks, because let's face it, a lot of military families are on a budget, right? When you go to the big city, you're paying big city prices.
Absolutely.
So let's remind them that there is stuff that's affordable right here in our backyard.
There is plenty of things.
Not only that, Fort Hood owns it.
Right. So what Dave is talking about, of course, is Ballora, or the Belton
Lake Outdoor Recreation Area.
Which is a portion of Belton Lake, which is a massive man-made. Many people don't know that. It's a man-made lake with a man-made
You're a
dam
big water
there.
person, right?
I am a big water person.
All right.
I live near Lake Belton, and my husband and my family, we boat on Lake Belton a lot. But we love Ballora because you can camp, you can fish, you can boat, you can jet ski, you can go horseback riding, you can go hiking. I mean, there's so many different things that Ballora offers, either for free or for very cheap, because they know that it's the military community that they are serving.
Right.
They plan to reopen up their paintball courses, their team challenge courses, their archery ranges, their climbing walls, all these things that have been closed because of the pandemic. They plan on opening those up hopefully throughout the summer.
Sure.
But like I said, other than that, they have pavilions where you can have birthday parties and get-togethers. They have tent camping and RV sites. You can even rent equipment from the outdoor rec store shop.
Yeah.
Whatever you would
Do they
call
still rent bikes?
I believe so.
Jackpot.
They rent bikes, they rent boats, they rent RVs, they rent trailers, pretty much anything that you could think of. Equipment just for fishing and paddling, things like that.
So
Ballora is amazing. And they always have activities.
Shout
going
out
on.
to Ballora. Yes. And let's give them that number there, Steph.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about Ballora, you can contact 254-287-4907. Again, that's 254-287-4907.
4907. Yeah. So, are you ready for the summer?
I am ready for the summer. I've got the Cameron Park Zoo at Waco coming up. We've got some zip lining that we're going to cover.
Ooh,
yeah.
love
All right,
zip
all right,
lines.
all right. I don't think everyone maybe they haven't heard this before. She talked about the skydiving episode, right? But we have our two daredevils. You're wearing a skydiving T-shirt right now.
I earned this T-shirt.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Absolutely.
They got both of you in the room. She talked about it by herself.
Yes.
And since you're talking about now zip lining, obviously you have a crazy streak in you. But, all right, you're both here.
Yes.
And this will be kind of like, all right, what was it like for the two of you? Go.
Terrifying.
I will first of all say I would not have been able to do it without her. I mean, individually we were terrified, but
Girl
I think
power.
together is that's the only reason we were able to plan it, physically go to it, get on that tin can of a plane that terrified us both, and then physically jump out and live that experience.
I didn't actually jump. I had to be pushed, essentially.
I wasn't going to say it, but she may have been dragged a little bit by her instructor guy. And I'm glad she went first, because when I saw her falling out, I was like, okay, I guess I can do it, but I didn't have a choice either by then. So
I'm glad I went first.
Oh, you were out the door first?
Yeah,
though.
she was out the door
I
first.
wanted to be first.
Yeah.
Because I would have been scared, I think. It would have been harder for me.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was an amazing, life-changing experience, in my opinion. I would definitely go back and learn to do it solo.
Yeah, we were both talking about that.
Yeah.
We want to.
It's from the girl that had to be thrown out the door, right?
Yeah. That first time jumping out, it's terrifying. It really is.
Yeah.
And I don't think the airplane their air ride going up helps, because my thinking at one point was, I'm not even going to make it skydiving. I'm going to die in this airplane before I even make it.
So if you're going zip lining, obviously you're not afraid of heights.
I'm not afraid of heights.
Not
I'm
afraid of heights.
falling.
Same.
You're not afraid of heights either.
No.
Really?
Sometimes I get vertigo if I look down, but it's not really. If I get fear, it's just that I will fall. It's not the actual height itself.
Huh.
Yeah. I can stand on top of a tall building as long as you have a railing there.
Yeah, as long as there's something, I feel safe.
Right? Now, I am deathly afraid of heights. But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but for my job, like I was a videographer or a cameraman for a long time for the Army, and you have to go do stuff like be D-ringed in the back of a Chinook and hang out the back end and all that other stuff.
No thanks.
Or when they were bringing in for Desert Storm, and they're bringing in helicopters and stuff into a port in Europe and moving them to go to war, right? And there you are in this graded tower where the crane is.
Yeah.
And you're at the top of the crane taking pictures down into the bottom of the ship. Climbing that thing was the worst thing I've ever done. And there's nothing, because when you're de-ringed or whatever, in an aircraft, you're in an aircraft, okay? And I didn't have to jump out, right? Mm-hmm. But with this one, I had to climb with a video camera, and these are the old beta cams, right, with a huge tripod and all that stuff. Climb to the top of this thing, and instead of being a solid tower, solid structure, it was grating.
I mean, that's scary.
So you could see all the way to the bottom.
That's terrifying.
Didn't matter. So looking down didn't help.
Yeah.
So it was look up.
That's like extreme.
And never look down.
Yeah, that's not the same to me. I mean, I feel like that's normal to be afraid.
That was about 10 stories.
Yeah, see, that's normal. That's normal fear. Like when I'm not afraid of, like if I'm crossing a bridge, like I feel very safe.
Yeah, I love bridges.
I don't know.
I love being at heights like that.
Me too.
No, but vertigo, that kicked in.
Yeah.
I was 10 stories up on that great thing, and I had to film, so I shot everything from my knees. I could not stand up.
I don't blame you. I don't think I would have.
Stand up. I tried it, and I was like, no, I'm gonna fall off.
Yeah.
But hey, this too shall pass, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing is that the Army, at least for me, challenged my, push the envelope, I guess.
It always challenges you.
And, that it was kind of cool. You meet your fears and you survive.
Yeah.
Right?
Very resilient.
You become stronger.
Yeah.
And learn more as a person about yourself.
If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger or something like that. But hopefully this show didn't kill you. Because we're going to say goodbye, and it maybe made you stronger.
That's still to be determined.
Yeah. But it is summer. It's not officially summer till like the 20-something.
Oh, really?
21st, 20th.
Yeah, I'm sorry. School's out. It's summer.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I'm with Kelvin. Memorial Day weekend. That's the unofficial beginning of summer. So it's on from there.
I agree.
Let's go.
So have a great summer, listeners. And we will be back with more next week. Samantha Farlow will be here in the studio next week with you and not you.
Not me.
No.
Yeah.
Not me. Sorry.
So,
guys.
Kelvin, say goodbye.
Bye. We out.
This podcast is a U.S. Army Garrison Fort Hood and Fort Hood Public Affairs production. The Great Big Podcast is produced by Dave Larsen, hosted by Specialist Brianna Dew, Sergeant Melissa Lessard, and Sergeant First Class Kelvin Ringold. Music is written and produced by Will Courtney with express permission for us to use. Do you have a question or want to share some insights with us? Email us at forthoodpao@gmail.com. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at USAG Fort Hood and on Facebook at Fort Hood Garrison Command. And as always, be sure to leave a review and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And me, I'm Sam Farlow. I'm on the show sometimes.
Driving down the road again. Tar starts thinning and cracks crumble to gravel.